and roller. Go blue, stand up, get your hands in the sky. O to the D-line, come on, get behind. The home team, somebody scream. Go blue, come catch the feeling. Reach for the ceiling, cause we getting that banner and we'll hang it up high. Scream for the home team, new rings and trophies. Go blue, go Colts, go blue, go Colts. You wanna rock, you wanna roll, we gonna win it, the Super Bowl. Let's go. You wanna rock, you wanna roll, we gonna take it, the Super Bowl. You saw that comeback, you saw the drive.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bleed Bloody Blue Podcast with your host, Braydyn Bear-Lents. And the Colts have done it again. In late game situations, this defensive line has done an incredible job, especially in this game today. What a week so far. Just what a week. Weekend, to say the least. There were times I wasn't caring about this game and times where I was, and I'll get into more of that in just a second. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, the Indianapolis Colts won today by the final score of 16-10, and they're just showing bonus coverage right now. The Lions and Vikings, 29-28 game in a battle for the NFC North top spot, and that's going to be exciting in itself. Anthony Richardson himself looked a lot better today. A lot better today than he usually has throughout the entire season. I thought heroically the D-line was the best part of the day. There was nothing else that was really, I'd say maybe the receiving core. But other than that, we had a really, really, really good game today. We had a good, solid, clean game today. And the Dolphins at one point were projected at like 70% or something like that to even win this game. But then their numbers just dwindled after the third quarter. Colts tied it. Colts with a field goal. And Matt Gay was really good today. 2 field goals late. The game wasn't as memorable as I thought it would be. Anthony Richardson today was 10 of 24 for 129 yards. And Tyler Huntley was bad. I'll say that first and foremost. The Dolphins are a really bad team. They're not fresh. They're not solid. And they weren't good. I would say this is more like one of those games where you're playing, I don't know, in the you got some action going on between Miami, Ohio, and Kent State. More like watching a game like that. And the field goal try for the Lions as we're watching it right now. Oh my gosh, it's good. It's good. And he just gave the boom. That's what they do. They bring the boom. Man, these Lions. As we're watching this right now, for many of you that don't understand, I just switched the topic from the Colts-Dolphins game to the Lions game. And they just kicked a big-time field goal. Bates did to seal it in Minnesota, or maybe seal it. There's a few seconds left to go in that game. But other than that, I mean, back to the Colts. We had a good game today. Tyler Goodson ran the ball really well. Matt Gay was the story of our Colts scoring. As get this was the whole scoring summary. According to the ESPN.com, Jonnu Smith with 5 minutes 56 seconds in the first quarter scored a touchdown for 10 yards. Had an 11-play, 58-yard drive. Jason Sanders made a 33-yard field goal to make it 10-0 Miami. Matt Gay made a field goal to make it 10-3 Indianapolis before halftime. In the third quarter, the only touchdown we got today was from Tyler Goodson, a 7-yard rushing touchdown, and Matt Gay extra point to tie it up at 10. In the fourth quarter, Matt Gay made a 22-yard field goal, which was in a 12-play, 69-yard drive that lasted 6 minutes, 37 seconds to go up 13-10. Then, with a minute left to go in the quarter, as many of you saw, we scored another field goal by Matt Gay in a 9-play, 36-yard, 3-minute, 23-second drive. It was not interesting by any stretch of the imagination. And that's not their fault. I would say the Colts today were good on the defensive line, and it showed you that defense wins championships, and it shows you that defense is strong. And this is the first time that, Gus Bradley wasn't... Oh, what's that? Crap. Yeah, ignore that. Gus Bradley was basically bad in the first half of the season. And I still think he is. I do not believe he should be our defensive coordinator going forward. But from what we saw today, the defense played extremely well. And the Dolphins, we just ended up playing a really bad team. And now 2 seconds, 1 second. And I think they got the snap off, but I think it's over. It's over in Detroit. It's over in Minnesota. Oh, wait a second. They got 1 second left. If any of you weren't seeing what was happening, Sam Darnold was trying to throw the ball down the field. And there was a flag on the play. So we got to hear what this is about. I know, I feel distracted right now, just to be brutally honest. Yeah, the Dolphins played a bad game today. And I did not think they played too well to the solid. And I also think their offense... And it's over. It's over in Detroit. It's over in Detroit. Sorry about this, guys. I was just seeing what's happening in Detroit or Minnesota. So now they got 1 second left to go in that game. 31-29 Lions after the made field goal. And this is a huge game for both teams to reclaim their spot in the NFC North and to actually be at the top of the NFC North as we are 7 weeks into the NFL season and 8 weeks into the college season. Speaking of the college season, I want you guys to listen to this. Yes. Go. You fight, fight, fight. That's been the story around Indiana. That's been the story. Nothing more, nothing less. Signetti bringing its team on homecoming day, 56-7 win. And here we go with the last play of the drive, and then we'll get back to Signetti, and he sacks Sam Darnold. Is sacked, and the game is over. And the Vikings lose at home 31-29 in what was a really bad offensive style play. And the Vikings get their first loss of the season. They are winless no more. That was a good game. That was a classic game. A classic for sure. And let me tell you, not a blowout like how we played Nebraska today or yesterday. And I heard one of the Fox commentators on the booths talking about how we had a lot of these late game penalties, or a lot of these, his alma mater, Nebraska, was not very good. I'm like, no, they were not good at all. It's the story around Indiana. It's the story around the Hoosier State. It's the story around the season, the franchise, the school that I go to, that I will graduate here in 2 months. It is one of those deals where it is not just exciting, not just exhilarating, not just hopeful and promising. This is the greatest start in Indiana University history. The greatest start to any football season IU has had in a long time. There's nothing else to explain it. We're going to be on College Game Day. College Game Day at The Rock. My goodness, it's just saying those words. I'll repeat it again for those that didn't listen. College Game Day at The Rock. Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana. Those words would have never come out of my mouth about 5, maybe 7 years ago. We could have had it happen in 2020. We could have had it happen in 19. This team is for real. And I think they're for real. I think this IU team is for real. This is the story around Indiana. And I hate to hate on the Indianapolis Colts. It's not the Colts. And I love the Colts. The Colts have been my team forever. But so is my love for Indiana University. I wanted to go to this university. I wanted to be a Hoosier. I wanted to actually go there instead of going to Ohio State and paying a bunch of tuition. So, this was a great decision to go to IU and to have, without a doubt, one of, if not the greatest football teams ever assembled in Hoosier history, form and really change the way Hoosier culture is in the state. And I know, Purdue sucks. They played Oregon and lost 35-0. We're not talking about them. And Notre Dame's good, but just not great. Indiana's great. And these Indianapolis Colts, we'll get back to them here in a second. But man, these Indianapolis Colts and the Hoosiers had a lot in common at one time. The Hoosiers have a dominant quarterback. They have which will now be Taken Jackson starting against Washington. And we'll have more on this when we actually cover the first ever Cinderella Slipper Season 2 broadcast. This Tuesday is going to be the day I post it. And yes, we have tried to make it final many times, but this is for real, as I plan on recording it tonight. But no, it is a really big moment in the state. I don't want to mess with this and keep going with Bleed Bloody Blue without talking about my Colts. But there was not much that was very interesting from today, which is why I'm mentioning the Indiana Hoosiers. Cignetti came in last season to try and revitalize our team. He's been incredible. Just speechless and beyond words. I'm an emotional train wreck every single time I watch this team. And it's not like the Colts where we expect them to keep losing and losing and losing. This is not normal. This isn't winning culture. This is winning culture. You think this isn't winning culture? This is winning culture. This could be Indiana in the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years if we keep going at the rate we're at now. Because this is beyond incredible. This is historic. And if this wasn't historic, this would be bigger than life itself. Because this is. And it's the story that's going around Indiana. College Game Day, ESPN, McAfee, Corso, Davis, Reese. Oh, man. Herb Street, Corso, Saban. I mean, it's going to be something this Saturday. And that's why I was trying to plan out with my family what we were going to do this weekend. And so that's all I was doing. That's all I was saying. But we won't get into too much details. This is stuff I don't want to reveal on here for privacy purposes. Our plans are our plans, and our plans are not final, but we're getting them determined. But I don't want to mention more of it due to privacy reasons. But I will tell you that let's just say that game day will be here with us. And this couch, this chair that I'm sitting in that you see on all my TikTok videos will be in Bloomington. So, yes. Yep. We're going to probably attend game day. And that's all I am going to say on that matter. So, keep that in mind. And also eat at Schlobi's after the game. Schlobi's is one of the more popular sandwich shops. That was at where the Cafe Pizzeria was in Bloomington. So, that's going to be exciting in itself. Be there, be square on College Game Day this Saturday. We'll probably see that all throughout campus this week. But that's basically my life so far. And so back to the Colts. Anthony Richardson was a really good quarterback today. I thought he was better than he was most times. He didn't have much on the ground, but he did have a lot of passing yards. And I would say that his inconsistencies are still there, and the O-line's inconsistencies are still rocky as there's a lot of injuries, a lot of tragedy on this O-line still, a side of the ball that we'll need to start drafting other players for this upcoming draft. So it's all about trying our best to figure out what in the world's going on with Gus Bradley, what in the world is going on with this team, and what in the world is going on with this coaching staff. Because, yeah, Steichen's a decent coach. He's not a great coach. We are above 500, and we are going to basically finish second in the AFC South, I think, for this whole year. Because guess what? The Colts do have a hard schedule coming up. And this, as I said last week, will be the reason, the number one reason that this is going to be a very hard season coming up. Guess what we have next? Next Sunday, we got the Texans. And then the Sunday after that, we got the Vikings in Minnesota and in Houston. And so we play the Colts, and then we didn't play the Bills. Then we play the Jets and the Lions. And these next 5 games are going to be really difficult for us. Now, I will tell you, the nice thing about the 17th is that we play the Jets on primetime on Sunday, I think Sunday Night Football. Yeah, Sunday Night Football. That's what I thought, Sunday Night Football. And so that'll be nice to actually get some primetime coverage for the first time this season, because it's been mostly 1 p.m. games. Like as our schedule is going to be 1 p.m. Houston, 1 p.m. Minnesota, 1 p.m. Bills, 1 p.m. New York. And so, or 8:20 p.m. New York Jets. And then we go back to 1 with the Lions, 1 with the Patriots, 1 o'clock with the Broncos, 1 o'clock with the Titans, and we don't know the times for the Giants and Jags. So, that, I will say, our defensive line, as I mentioned, was superb today. I never expected them to be that good as advertised. And they were better than I thought. But after we go to today's sponsor, we'll wrap it up more with some more NFL content and talk about some scores from around the league and preview about a brand new podcast coming up.
This video or podcast is sponsored by Amazon Music. Thousands of podcasts and shows are made every day, from the conversations of Joe Rogan to the crimes of Morbid, and music by 50 Cent and Sabrina Carpenter. Amazon Music has the right taste in music, podcasts, and shows for you. With a growing audience of 52.5 million people using Amazon Music every day, you can help in a contributing way to benefit this new version of what was once called radio. With thousands of music and podcasts to listen to, you can listen to our podcast too, keeping things in the middle. And with you signing up, listening to one of our episodes on your app or on your computer, you can help my podcast grow to become an ever-expanding podcast group and become a new member of our listening on Amazon Music. Please use our offer down in the description below, and it would help me a lot because it would help me earn a little bit of money. Amazon Music, the site where you need to go to listen to podcasts, stories, and music that may have you bopping the whole night through. Now, let's get to the show.
The Indianapolis Colts were not just the only team that were victorious today, as we welcome you back to the Bleed Bloody Blue podcast, and hosted by Braydyn Lents. You can find our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. We will be there, and we will be square to give you all of the information about Colts on the very day that the Colts played in the game. We're more of a post-game analysis type show. We're not really a show that will dive deep into the actual coverage unless we hosted one on Thursday if I had time. But life's busy, so that's why I try to keep my podcast accordingly. And so the Colts and Bleed Bloody Blue are also sponsored by Amazon Music. You can help me get up to about 10 cents to $2 by using the promo code as mentioned in the sponsor down in the description below, as Amazon Music is the future of radio and communications. We're listening to podcasts, music, stories, and books, all in the comfort of your headphones and phone. Please visit the link down in the description below to find out what this deal offers and how it can help me make some money. So Amazon Music, the site where you need to go to find your music, stories, and podcasts, or bop the whole night through, is on there on Amazon Music. Amazon Music is the new Amazon Prime. So now let's get to some NFL scores from around the league. We just talked about the Colts beating the Dolphins 16-10 today, and we talked about the Lions winning by a field goal against the Minnesota Vikings 31-29. Some other scores from around the league. Earlier today in London, the Jaguars won easily against the Patriots 32-16. The Bills beat the Titans in what is the Miracle in the Music City, and it took place in Orchard Park, New York. The Bills won 34-10. The Seahawks played today in Atlanta and were swag surfing their way back to Seattle with a 34-14 win. The Packers today, close, and I mean close, was a really good game for the most part. Packers win easily against the Texans, where Jim Nantz and Tony Romo were on the call, 24-22. Eagles win easily. The Giants are a story of the NFL that are really bad, and they're just at the point where they need Tommy DeVito to basically save their season. But they lost 28-3. And I will tell you that, Giants are terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible. Their O-line is terrible. And when we face them, we'll probably beat them. And it'll be week 16. And I'll probably be 2-14, needing a new quarterback. So that's when they have to go and possibly get Quinn Ewers to maybe play in New York. But the Bengals beat the Browns, and that's a story in itself. And there's actually 41 seconds left in the game, but we know what's about to happen. The Bengals are going to beat the Browns 21-14. Deshaun Watson was carted off. And that in itself, as someone who's got family in Cleveland, it's every year is always a tragedy, but this year especially is one of those deals that you just don't wish for, you don't dream for it to happen. You just got a really bad quarterback. And at the game's final, the Bengals won 21-14. But no, it's just, I don't know what to think anymore about this team. The team is bad. The Browns are bad. It's just, they treated Amari Cooper. You got a sex offender as quarterback. It's not even a coincidence that, yeah, they will probably need to either trade up for Flacco again, who will underperform like he is doing in Indianapolis. He has been doing better. I'm not going to say he hasn't been doing great. I think Flacco's a good addition to have on a roster in terms of veteran leadership, but the Browns should not have gotten rid of him. They were doing really good with him. They take something that's really good and then take it really bad and make it a lot worse. That's the life of Cleveland. Cleveland's had 38 quarterbacks for a reason. Every single one are washed up. Tim Couch, it wasn't even intended to be like that, but Tim Couch, when he got drafted, young, spiff rookie out of Kentucky, you would have thought, oh, this team's back, because you had just amazing teams in the past before they moved to Baltimore. And so once they did move to Baltimore, that was when the Browns lost their identity. And since then, the Browns have had 38 quarterbacks and numerous losing seasons, but last season felt like a very big bright spot, besides the 2007 season. A bright spot for that team. And it's rare for the Browns to break out. So, Deshaun Watson has been a terrible quarterback from the start. They should have not gotten him. They should have not traded for him. It's typical Cleveland management and typical Cleveland leadership. I'm so finished with Cleveland. Now, let's not get ourselves too carried away, as we'll talk about the current games that are going on right now, as the Raiders and Rams are tied in the first quarter with 7 minutes left, and the Raiders have got the ball on 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. The Panthers are trailing the Commanders 7-0, and boy, has Jaden Daniels been something this season. He's been incredible. Just plain incredible. And then they're leading 7-0, and as they got the ball on Carolina's 44-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 1 in Carolina's 35-yard line as they gained about a few yards. The biggest game of the day is happening as we speak. The Kansas City Chiefs are facing the San Francisco 49ers, as this is a rematch of last season's Super Bowl that ended up having the Chiefs beat the 49ers 25-22 in the Super Bowl in overtime. The second time a game had gone into OT since, 28-3. But yeah, I think, in that game especially, the Chiefs have an opportunity to be undefeated this season and maybe win it all with a 19-0 record. This is an easy game that they can win. The 49ers, I will say, will make it a tough battle. But it's not going to feel as tough as it was during the Super Bowl, because they're out without a lot of big guys that like Christian McCaffrey ran the wheels off Kansas City last season. And yeah, of course, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the Niners just need to improve a little bit. They were not as good as they were last year, and I don't think they're leading in the NFC West. But no, the Steelers and Jets play at 8:20 tonight in Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow we got two very special Monday Night Football games, one on the general ESPN and one on ESPN+. The one on ESPN is going to begin at 8:15 tomorrow night with the Ravens and Bucks. Baker Mayfield versus Lamar Jackson will be a very interesting matchup, just like in this game with the Chiefs and Niners with Brock Purdy and Mahomes. And then the Chargers and Cardinals should be a blowout, but I do think the Chargers are going to win that game, and that's going to begin at 9 p.m. on ESPN+. Yes, I said ESPN+. So if you don't have that membership, thank goodness I have one, after having a lot of problems with cable and stuff, that's going to be an amazing game in itself, but I do think it could easily be a blowout. I do think the Chargers could win or the Cardinals would win. So we got, in terms of the podcast announcement, I thought we were going to do some Minecraft or college football type stuff and cover that season coming up pretty soon. I'll be on YouTube as well, as that's becoming a very trending topic right now, is Minecraft college football. And so we're going to see how that goes. And that should be coming out later on this week. But yeah, the Indiana Hoosiers are going to be playing against Washington, the Huskies. On Saturday, we'll have the podcast for the first ever Cinderella Slipper Season 2, where we'll also talk about college basketball as well, and talk about both Indiana and Ohio State's new schedules for the basketball season, and get more into depth about women's basketball as well, as that season is not even being talked about much since Caitlin Clark's been in the WNBA. Whew, I need to let my voice rest for a second. It's been yelling a lot this weekend. I've been yelling. I've been screaming for my Hoosiers. And I will tell you that it's been one of those weekends where just everything that could go right has gone right. So thank you all for listening. The Colts' final score, 16-10. We'll come back next week as we are going to play against the Houston Texans and go up against them in Houston. So that, for now, will do it for Sunday, October 20th, which will mark 9 years since I have been out of a residential treatment facility, which I was in when I was 15 years old. It's an exciting day for all of us. It feels like I just got out of a hospital or treatment facility, and since then I have been fully recovered. I've been doing great. I'm about to graduate from college, graduated high school during that time. And so it's an exciting day for us, all of us in the Bear family, and we're happy and proud to be here today. And of course, the Hoosiers doing really well has lightened all of us up here in the family and here in our Bloomington community. Thank you, Signetti, and thank you all for listening. Go IU, go IU, go IU, go IU, go IU, go IU, smoke 'em packs, and go Colts!
Yeah, stand up, Indianapolis, stand up, ha, go blue, ha, go blue, come on, go blue, stand up, 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 go blue, come on, Colts Super Bowlers, Dome Rock and Roller, go blue, stand up, get your hands in the sky, O to the D-line, come on, get behind the home team, somebody scream, go blue, come catch the feeling, reach for the ceiling, cause we getting that banner and we'll hang it up high, scream for the home team, new rings and trophies, go blue, go Colts, go blue, go Colts, you wanna rock, you wanna roll, we gonna win it, the Super Bowl, let's go, you wanna rock, you wanna roll, we gonna take it, the Super Bowl, you saw that comeback, you saw the drive, Tony D on the side, we got the pride.